next subject about a movie that I reviewed a couple weeks ago, but there's a lot of controversy behind it. Of course, Star Wars. So, in the movie Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, we saw the return of the character of Rose Tico, who was introduced in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, played by Kelly Marie Tran. Now, the thing was, a lot of people noticed that Rose Tico was barely in the film. I think she has maybe 2 lines in the whole film, and then she's like in several scenes, but she's like more of a background character at this point, where in The Last Jedi, she was more part of the main cast. And a lot of people have been asking, what's the deal? What's going on there? So in an interview, Chris Terrio, who co-wrote The Rise of Skywalker, said, one of the reasons that Rose, that has a few less scenes than we would like her to have then we would like her to have has to do with the difficulty of using Carrie Fisher's footage in a way we wanted to do. Now, for those of you who don't know, didn't see the movie, Carrie Fisher passed away a couple years ago, but the problem was Princess Leia, her character, was still supposed to have a role in this upcoming film. So in order to keep Princess Leia in the movie, they used unused footage of her from the past 2 films. Once again being The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. And personally, I think they integrated the footage into the film pretty well with a combination of like CGI and all that stuff. It worked pretty well. I mean, if you know, it's kind of like you kind of see it, but for the most part, I think they did about as well as they could. So that was the thing. He goes on to say, we wanted Rose to be the anchor at the Rebel base who was with Leia. We thought we couldn't leave Leia at the base without any of the principals who we love. So Leia and Rose were working together. As the process evolved, a few scenes we'd written with Rose and Leia turned out not to meet the standard of photorealism that we'd hoped for. Those scenes, unfortunately, fell out of the film. So what he's basically saying is the scenes in the movie where we do see Leia in it were the best ones they could do to integrate this, lost footage, this unused footage of her, and reintegrated as new footage into the scenes. They took Leia, basically video photoshopped her into scenes. But some of the scenes that featured Leia and Rose, despite their best efforts, despite what I'm sure like ILM tried to do, special effects team, it just didn't look right. So Rose got cut out of the film. Not entirely, of course. Like I said, she was still in a few scenes, but she barely had anything to do. She was just like, oh, there's Rose. I remember her. So this did anger people. Now let's go back. Before The Last Jedi came out, it was announced that Star Wars would have its first Asian character that's really going to be part of the movie, not just some background character, some side character, somebody like an extra or something. And they cast Kelly Marie Tran to play Rose Tico. A lot of people were excited about this. A lot of people were excited that we're finally getting an Asian character in Star Wars that's going to have an actual purpose in the movie, all that stuff. People were legitimately interested to see what this character was going to be like. And for those of you who know, for those of you who don't know, Rose Tico was not well received. And I've said this before many times on the show, I did not like the character of Rose Tico. She starts out fine. When we first meet her, she starts out fine, but by the end of the movie, you're going like, what the hell are you doing? What was that? This doesn't make any sense. Oh my God. And that was just a general problem with The Last Jedi. A lot of good beginnings, a lot of good ideas, a lot of good themes. Not all of them were fully fleshed out or properly executed. And that's kind of The Last Jedi. There's like a lot of cool, interesting stuff. I see what director Rian Johnson was trying to do, but he just didn't stick the landing on a lot of things. And one of those things was the character of Rose Tico. Now, after this came out, and a lot of people hated Rose Tico, like I said, I didn't like the character. But a lot of people harassed Kelly Marie Tran online, so much so that she had to turn off some of her social media profiles. I believe her Instagram was the first one to go down. I think later her Twitter went down. And yeah, and as I said many times on the show, I didn't like the character. I got nothing against Kelly Marie Tran. And if you were one of the people that harassed her online because you didn't like the character she played, get a goddamn life. I don't understand. It's just bullying. plain and simple. But she was like being bullied by 1,000 people left and right online. And if you're a career actor, if you're a celebrity, it's hard to like disengage from your social media presence, because social media has become such a big part of all this, of having a career. Like, I mean, I've got social media for this podcast, because I understand how important that is to promote the show and bring in viewers and whatnot. But yeah, the fact that she was got bullied so much, and this is the problem with a lot. I mean, a lot of the toxic section of the Star Wars fan base has really given a lot of people involved in the movies a lot of grief. Even people who are like doing, like the actors who are doing good stuff. Like, I mean, basically all the actors who have been involved in the new trilogy, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, said they're all done with Star Wars. They're not doing Star Wars anymore. In fact, an interview with John Boyega said that someone asked him, like, would you ever do Finn again? And, long story short, he was like, you ain't going to Disney Plus me. You're not going to do that. He told him, like, straight up, I'm done. They're all done. And I don't blame him, because, as grand and epic and as exciting this whole with a new Star Wars movies, sequels, the prequels are out here, the sequels are coming in. We've got a decent start. We got a good start with The Force Awakens. But then things just kind of started going up and down, sideways, So I don't blame any of these actors not coming back to this. Now, getting back to Rose. Like I said, I didn't like Rose, so it didn't bother me that she was in the film, that she wasn't in the film a lot. I didn't mind her lack of presence in the film. It did not bother me because I didn't like the character. But for those who are fans of Kelly Marie Tran, or even fans of Rose Tico, because I'm sure there are some people who did like the character, I'd be surprised if nobody liked the character. I don't believe in absolute zeros, you know what I mean? I can understand them wanting her to go back in, but I don't know. Here's the thing. I could have grown to like Rose if for this movie they like totally did something really good with her character, and like they made her likable again, did something to like redeem the character. I'd be down for that. But like I said, at the same time, it doesn't bother me, because it's like, if they did, that would have been great. I'm getting, holy crap, you took this character that I didn't like, that looked like a damn idiot in the last film, and you made her awesome. Awesome. Good work, directors. Good work, writers. Congratulations, Kelly Marie Tran. Your character has been saved. Hope this, goes on to better things for you. Hope you, but they didn't. And I don't blame them, because like The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of things in that movie was a reaction to the way the fans handled things, to the last few films. I mean, there's definitely, they either spend a lot of time in that movie answering a lot of questions the fans had, or giving new answers to things that had already been answered, but the fans didn't like it, and that really hurt the film. Hurt the film a lot. It's one of those things where, like, the more I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, this movie. Like, I had fun watching because there's fun in it, but when you stop to think about it even a little bit, the movie falls apart pretty quickly. So yeah, I feel bad for Kelly Marie Tran. Like, think about it. Like, I didn't know of her before. I know she'd done some work in the past. I think she did some like a sketch comedy work, something like that. But you're like, this. I mean, imagine being cast in a Star Wars film as the first Asian character that's going to have a prominent role in a Star Wars film, not just some background character or that guy in the fighter that gets shot and he's like, I'm exploding. That must have been so exciting for her. She gets on set, she's doing the movie, and I'm sure at some point she was probably thinking, ooh, this might be an issue. And then it did. So I want to see Kelly Marie Tran go into something new. There have been protests online about this. From Crazy Rich Asians director John M. Chu kicked off a social media campaign called #Rose Tico Deserved Better, protesting Tran's too small role in the latest film. I've heard about this before, and part of the protest, from what my understanding is, that people think she should get her own Disney Plus spin-off show. I'll say this: I personally think it'd be better instead of keeping Kelly Marie Tran attached to this franchise, which has had a lot of problems. Let's get Kelly Marie Tran a new movie to be in, a new fresh character for her people, a good character for her to be in, to play, to perform as, so people can't forget about Rose Tico, so she can move on. Because I think that's what's best for a lot of these actors involved with Star Wars. Because the only one that came out of it pretty well was relatively unscathed, I should say. I think Adam Driver. I think because most people that I talk to agree that throughout the three movies, the problem is that many problems as they do, that Kylo Ren as a character had basically the best story and character arc. At least the scenes were at least consistent with him, and Adam Driver's performance was good as Kylo Ren. I think Kylo Ren is definitely the best character to come out of these sequels. And that's not me dissing on the other ones. Daisy Ridley. Rey as a character has problems, but Daisy Ridley's performance is great. She is one of those people that has natural charisma. Same for John Boyega. Same for Oscar Isaac. And their characters. They cast the casting for the movies was well for the main cast. Daisy Ridley was an unknown. I think the only thing she was known for was being a dead body on an episode of CSI. But I felt so bad because I don't hate Rey. She's got problems that irritates me, but I think Daisy Ridley's performance really helps that character. And Rey has a good personality as a character. It's just that she's bogged down by all the unanswered questions of the character. So for Kelly Marie Tran, I'd rather see her get some new movie, TV show, whatever, with a fresh new character she can play that people can love her for and forget about the whole Rose Tico thing. I think that would be better for her just to distance herself from the whole Star Wars franchise. As much as, as with once you get involved in Star Wars, sooner you're going to be going to conventions for the rest of your life signing autographs. I'm sure as time goes by, a lot of people feel, I get the sympathy. I get what people, they want the whole Rose Tico thing to work. But I think it'd just be better for Kelly Marie Tran to move on to something else. Like if Disney offered her something, I mean, unless they presented her with one hell of a script where, for Rose, if I were her, I'd pass. I just think it'd be better for her career personally. When will I escape Star Wars? When will I escape it? We're in a new year already, and I'm still talking about this shit. Oh God. I hope that 2020 is not filled with a lack of Rose Tico. I hope it's filled with a lack of Star Wars. Except for The Mandalorian, because God bless that show. I will get into that. After everything's happened with Star Wars, The Mandalorian is such a breath of fresh air. Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that clip. If you want to see a full episode, I live stream every Thursday night on Facebook right after I see the movie. Or you can tune in to the Revenge Online Radio Network every Friday morning at 9 a.m. If you enjoyed the show, please consider contributing to the Patreon. Patreon.com/PO Vincent.